Apparently, the Hostess company has run into some financial problems. Rumor has it that everyone's favorite yellow sponge cake, the Twinkie, is dead. My kids, they're in mourning. Apparently from all the buzz on the street, so is everyone else. How can we possibly go on without ho-hos and ding-dongs? Really? Do Twinkies have one single redeeming quality? I could get more nutritional value out of eating styrofoam. I mean, let's face it, Hostess products are so full of chemicals that you could leave them on a shelf for years and they wouldn't spoil. In fact, they could probably last through a nuclear holocaust. The problem is, if that's all you had left, you wouldn't survive anyway. Twinkies are artificial, quick, nutritionless. They look great, but there's no substance underneath. When I traveled to Israel a couple years ago, our teacher showed us this disturbing tree in the desert. It's called an arar tree, and it's a lot like a Twinkie. It looked green and lush. Our teacher explained how the roots go down hundreds of feet into the desert floor in search of water so that it can stay green in the worst of conditions. Then he pulled some fruit down from the tree. Here we are standing in the hot sun in the desert. We're thirsty, we're hungry. That fruit looked juicy and delicious. He cuts it open, and inside, nothing. Just a gooey white substance. And then our bus driver runs off the bus. No, put it down, wash your hands. The inside of the fruit was extremely poisonous. Looked great, but empty. Sound familiar? We live in a culture now where life moves at 90 miles per hour. Technology is becoming more and more powerful, and we expect things to happen faster and faster. Everything is available on demand, whenever and wherever we want it. But while we're sprinting and consuming and getting and achieving, we're ignoring everything on the inside. We're turning into arar fruit. We're turning into Twinkies. Empty, worthless, and full of nothing. Our lives are perfectly defined in Jeremiah 17. Those who trust in man are under my curse. They depend on human strength. Their hearts turn away from me. Then the next line in most English translations says, they are like a bush in the wastelands. But in the Hebrew it says, they are like an arar tree in a dry and weary land. I think we all sense it. We're missing something. Our lives lack substance. But is there anything we can do? Is there another way? In her book, When the Heart Waits, Sue Monk Kidd describes visiting a monastery to deal with the shallow tendencies of her life. It didn't work. Even sitting next to a quiet pond, she felt her inner chaos rise up. She felt the need to keep moving, to act, to solve something. She got up and she gave up. On the way back to her guest quarters, she saw a monk doing exactly what she was incapable of doing, sitting perfectly still, waiting on God. Later, she asked him, "How did you ever get used to doing nothing?" The monk grinned. Well, there's the problem, young lady. You've bought into the cultural myth that when you're waiting, you're doing nothing. But when you're waiting, you're not doing nothing. You're doing the most important something there is. You're allowing your soul to grow up. If you can't be still and wait, you can't become what God created you to be. In Psalm 5 we read, "Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I pray to you. I wait for you in hope." I think the psalmist knew the same thing the monk knew. Depth comes in silence. Fullness comes when we wait on the Lord and let Him fill us up. The world is hungry for people who are real on the inside. People who have probed the depths of God and know what He's really like. People who have substance. The world is tired of people who look the part, but are really nothing but Twinkies. So what kind of person are you? Are you willing to sit, wait on the Lord, and let your soul grow up? There's a great Volkswagen commercial.